Turning desires into reality is easy, and I'm going to prove it to you in this video. This is how I went from a civil engineer to quitting my job to traveling around the world, building a business and helping clients make hundreds of thousands of dollars in profits and getting back their peace at the same time. Clients like Kaylee, like Sierra, like Caroline, who've gone all through the same 4-step process I'm going to show you today. I'm going to break down the entire framework. And even if you've struggled with manifestation in the past, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to manifest any desired reality. Now, let's go straight into the first step. Before you can materialize any desired reality, you have to understand how the game is played. Life happens from you, not to you. Reality is not random. Everything that you see in your reality has happened from within yourself. For billions of people around the world, they're going to get stuck here trying to change reality in the world of effects, not realizing that all responsibility and all power comes to your sense of identity. And here's exactly how you're going to start changing this. You create reality through these 5 layers. The first and deepest one is your identity. From your identity, you create belief systems. Your belief systems create thoughts, emotions, and ultimately actions and behaviors. And guess what? From whatever actions you take, you will materialize your desired reality. So there is an amazing scripture here that says, "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest. Nothing can be hidden that shall not be known." This is referring to the simple mechanism and law of reality that you have to fully understand and accept if you want to manifest any desired reality. So what does the scripture really say? It says, whatever you believe about yourself will be shown in the world. You can't hide it for long. You will continue to manifest and make visible whatever image you have within yourself, right? As within, so without. So after you finish step number 1, we then go into step number 2, which is deciding. After I understand that my identity is the power and the source of all of my reality, first and foremost, I should feel powerful. I should feel like I have authority. And at the same time, I have to let go of this biggest roadblock, right? Because the next step is me asking you, okay, you now have to be specific. What is the specific desired reality that you want? And if you're confused, or if you don't really know what you want, or if you feel like you're not deserving to choose that reality, then you will fall into this greatest trap, which is most people cannot materialize a new reality because they won't stop being addicted to their old identity. You can't materialize a new reality if you're addicted to your old reality at the same time. You first have to let go. This is the first part of deciding. Do I have the courage and the willingness to say, you know what, I've had enough? I will no longer let this old identity rule my life and create my reality. Because remember that identity creates reality. And if your identity is your ego, if you feel like you're lacking, like some of these examples, then you will keep manifesting and materializing more and more lack, right? I want you to pause here and see what old identity, what old story you have to let go of, because this is the real culprit. Some of real life examples are this. When somebody asks you questions, what is that same story that you tell yourself and other people? In the area of wealth, it can be, I still don't have enough. I'm limited. I am sick. I am insecure. When you just say those things, you have to understand that your word is law, because you're saying, I am this. And whatever you're saying, I am this, becomes your identity. And your identity creates reality. So pay very close attention to what you're thinking, feeling, what type of person are you behaving like, because it can be very tricky and subtle to realize this. Because sometimes, for example, people can make a lot of money, like you can be rich even and wealthy, but if you have this belief and this self perception that you're still haven't made it, that you still don't have enough, even if you have millions and millions and millions of dollars in the bank account, you're still manifesting a reality of lack. You're still chasing, you're still surviving. And all of these are signs that your ego is running the show instead of you. How do you know if your ego is running the show and calling the shots? It's very simple. If you believe right now that you're missing something, that you still haven't made it, that there's some future event that is going to help you feel more fulfilled or is going to finally make you feel whole and free, that is a clear sign that you're trapped in the ego. Because for your ego, for that identity, it says it's never enough to be me. It's never enough. And so you're always running away from the present moment because you think that you still don't have enough. You think that in the present moment you're insecure, you're limited, you're sick, or whatever your old identity is saying. But this is where you need to break free. You need to decide what you want. Realize that for hundreds of years, we've been sold this trick that our mind is first and foremost uncontrolled, ungoverned, and guess where it focuses on? It focuses on what you don't have, right? So if you want money, if you want riches, your mind is always going to be focused on what you're lacking, right? I don't have that money. I don't have the freedom. I don't have the health. I don't have the confidence. And attention, where you place your attention, your energy goes and your life is there. Whatever you put your attention upon, you accept as yours, right? So if every day you're waking up and you're making already a lot of money, but you're still feeling empty, but you're still feeling stuck, but you still don't know why is it that you're still not happy, is because your ego, which comes back all the way to the fifth level of identity, is making you believe that you still don't have enough, which on a deeper level means I am not enough, right? I need something to fulfill me. I need validation outside of myself. And that's why I'm so driven to be successful. It's because I'm trying to prove myself. It's because I'm trying to win. I'm trying to prove someone wrong, but you're still living in lack. And an identity that believes that it is lacking can only create actions, feelings, and thoughts that create more lack. Therefore, you will create a reality that gives you more lack. And if you don't realize, again, step number one, that you need to go back here and change this, then you're never going to be free. So here's the first great breakthrough in the second step to materialize any desired reality. Stop letting your mind be focused on what you don't want and on the problem, and focus on the solution. Focus only on what you want, and start disciplining your mind to go to what you want. You shouldn't allow in your inner temple, in your mind, like what gives life to your reality, you shouldn't allow any space. Anything that you don't want shouldn't live rent-free in your mind. Really pay very close attention to that. For example, for so many years, I wanted to be confident and love myself because I had a very harsh inner critic. And for many years, I became Mr. Habit, Mr. Productivity, Mr. Wake up every day at 4:30 in the morning and do a 3-hour morning routine just to check off all of the boxes, make money, go and do my job, earn a lot of money, live in Miami, have supposedly the perfect life, the relationship, the car, everything. But on the inside, I felt emptier than ever before. I was running on this automatic pilot where I couldn't stop thinking, and I felt like a zombie. Everything felt like it was happening to me. Like I didn't have any control to be conscious and choose what I wanted to choose. And I couldn't enjoy life. I couldn't enjoy the riches. I couldn't enjoy my relationship. I couldn't enjoy that I was actually healthy, that I was young. Why? Because I always thought and I always directed my attention to what I still didn't have. Oh, you hit a great month. You made 5, 10K, 15K, 20K. Oh, you have this now. What's next? We still haven't made it. And of course, you need desire, but at the same time, you need to focus and choose a reality that you want. So choose right now with me one of these four options, right? This process to materialize your desired reality needs to be very specific, okay? And I'm going to use the example of I am rich, right? So let's say that's the reality that you chose. I am rich. You want to live a reality where everything around you reflects that you're so rich, abundant, and wealthy and free. And that's a great desire to have. Yeah. So step number 3, we go into impression, imprint. You must impress 100% of your subconscious to materialize a thing. And what we're doing here is you need to now merge with this new identity, as you'll see right here. So right now, you have a desire to be rich. Right now, you believe that you're separate from your desire. I am not rich at the moment. That's why I want to be rich. And in this process of imprinting, if you're able to impress 100% of your subconscious mind, the two of you will become one. What this means is your desire will become a reality that lives inside of you. And you will feel that you are already rich before you are. And that's the secret, right? Because remember, if we go all the way back to step 1, what the world doesn't want you to know is that before you can change reality, you need to change your identity. And that's exactly what we're doing in the process of impression. So the first thing you need to do is you need to enter the field. Right now, you're operating on what we call the beta brainwaves. And the beta brainwaves is really connected to your ego. It's always thinking, it's always focusing outwardly. And your ego, if you think about it, is the filter and the self-created limitation through which you create reality. So if you want to change and materialize a new reality, you need to stop being yourself. Yeah. So when we go higher into gamma, into higher levels of frequency in our minds, we stop being, for example, me, JP. You stop being you and who you thought you were, which is still a limited perception. And you enter the field where you no longer have the usual problems, the usual inner voices that tell you that you shouldn't be doing this. Yeah. And you go into this field where you literally unplug yourself from the character that you thought you were, and you go into this space where there is freedom. And the way that you do this is you say to yourself and you feel, I am. Because think about it. If there's nothing else after I am is all powerful, all loving, all wise, all abundance. All of your natural attributes are naturally abundance, opulence, freedom, and love and peace. It's only your present conception of your ego that is tricking you into believing that you are not those things, right? So when we go to from beta brainwaves to gamma brainwaves, you let go of all of the weights from the past. The past does not no longer exist. The field is eternal. And in the gamma brainwaves, which you say, I am, and if you say it with me right now, you start feeling how there's more and more expansion. You feel like you're floating. You feel like you're in space. And with your eyes closed, once you feel like you're floating, that is the sign that you've entered the field. But now we need to impress 100% of our subconscious. Our subconscious is the mechanism through which we create reality. Yeah. And our subconscious, something that you have to understand, is not only your subconscious is also your body, is also your nervous system, and it's also your identity. It's this trinity that I've discovered after 8 years, and we need to impress it through a frequency, through a feeling, an intensified feeling, to actually reprogram all of those layers at the same time. And what happens is you're literally overriding the old software, the old internal operating system that was creating the old reality, right? So we're shifting, we're going higher. And now through the intensification of a feeling of I am rich, you're overriding and overwhelming the old programming. And as you do this, you're upgrading the source code that lives within you, the source code of your identity. It's shifting at the highest level possible. There isn't a highest way to impress your subconscious than through this intensification of feeling. Because there's a part where you are going to hit a ceiling. Let me tell you what that is and what you need to do. As you go into the field, as you feel like you're floating, right now, we have two main pieces of the puzzle. I am, you are now I am, your pure consciousness, you're one with the field. And then you put your attention to your desire, which is rich. In this moment, before you can impress 100% of your subconscious, you're still separate from the desire. And as you feel and say and claim that you are rich in that eternal moment, the two of you, the consciousness and the desire, get closer and closer and closer and closer until you reach this breaking point, this ceiling, that if you're able to consciously put that effort in and you feel that intensity and you intensify it more, there's that moment where time collapses, where your identity shifts and the two of you become one. And as you break through that ceiling, the signs are that you start laughing uncontrollably. All of the things that you thought had power over you disappear instantaneously. And you start knowing that the reality that you've created within yourself is infinitely more real than anything that you can experience in your outer reality. That's how you become the frequency. A note to know here is that this is not a process so much of repetition initially, where you have to do day in and day out. It took me 8 years to realize that it's a process of how deep can you go into the intensification of the feeling. As you feel, I am rich, it becomes more and more real to your cells, to your brain, to your DNA, but you have to keep intensifying it. And again, the way that I do this is I actually breathe through my mouth, in and out, and in and out, and you start sending the feeling and the frequency to throughout all your body. And it starts to become one big feeling that gets intensified more and more and more and more until you merge your consciousness with the desire. And now you've created a new consciousness, which is I am rich. And because you've created a new consciousness, a new reality will be born. And this leads us to the last step, which is to materialize. And before we get there, I know that for a long time for me, what happened is once I was in the gamma brainwaves, once I was in the I am, I felt a lot of resistance in my, maybe in my inner critic or in my nervous system, almost as if I didn't want to receive the new reality. Okay, and if that's a problem that you face, there's something that I've created that can help you expedite the process, and it's called the 30-day reality control system. And all it does is it's going to help you reprogram all of the deepest layers of your subconscious mind to naturally attract wealth, peace, and freedom. And what it actually does, okay, is that it's going to help you target and purify and recode these 5 layers at the same time. This is a technology that I've created and pioneered myself. It does not exist anywhere else in the world, and it's the purest form and the deepest form of subconscious reprogramming that I've ever come across. And so if you're facing this problem where you understand all of this physically, okay, in your mind, but there's something holding you back, then this is something that can really help you, and you can check it out in the description. Now, moving on to materializing, the signs that you've successfully done this is the following. A new reality is being born. You've successfully broken the old ceiling. Once you start feeling, as I said before, a complete sense of liberation, empowerment, and freedom, old cycles, old patterns, and old relationships start to fade away. And once that happens, you need to be willing to let go, because new opportunities are arising. In reality, this is one of the greatest signs that I experienced for myself. Reality feels easy. The struggle, the survival that was hardwired into our nervous system and into our subconscious mind, it really feels like it's gone. You just feel peace because you're no longer chasing the riches anymore. It's no longer a desire. It's something that you are aware of being. Yeah. So this is the secret. And there's an amazing scripture that says, I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. And when I first experienced this, there were old relationships that were collapsing, old business offerings that were collapsing. And it was almost like a message from life saying, you need to let this go. You need to let this go. Clients, business ventures, relationships. I even changed, obviously, this is just my personal experience, but I even moved countries. Like everything in my reality was almost being shifted, and I thought initially that it was being destroyed, and I was worried. I was like, why are all of these things happening? I don't want all of this destruction. But when I read this scripture, I understood that because now I am this new consciousness of I am rich, that reality is now being fulfilled to match my new level of identity. It's not being destroyed. What you became is being fulfilled by divine immutable law. And that's power. Yeah. So check in after you go through this process. These are some of the signs that you are materializing your new reality. And these are some of the cheat codes to materialize even faster and to make sure that this is a permanent process. Yeah. This is where I feel 99% of people lose. Why? Because it's not enough just to watch this video. You have to take action. And these are some of the cheat codes that allow you to integrate. So number 1, create a daily routine. Every single day, every morning, and I'm trying and I'm working my way to be it every evening. I just do one habit. I close my eyes. I go into the I am state. I say and feel I am. And I breathe. And I do the greatest habit, which is to cleanse the mind. To literally still the mind. Because if the mind is thinking, I am caught up in a program. I am caught up in fear or lack. Yeah. So every day, just the same way that I shower, that I brush my teeth, I know that I have to commit to stilling my mind, so that the insights, the revelations, the intuitions that are going to help me materialize my new reality, come to me easily. And this is something that I've tried to skip. This is something that I've tried to run away from for many years. And my ego has told me how you shouldn't have time for this because you're so busy. And if you're busy, you shouldn't meditate 10 minutes or 20, but an hour or 40 minutes. And it is not meditation as just sitting in silence. As you say and feel I am, you just receive so much life, so much purification that's happening on all layers of your being. So I know that as long as I have my daily routine, I'm going to have amazing, successful days because I took the time to align myself and to cleanse my mind. And what that allows you to do, if you think about it exponentially, when I've done this for 30, 60, 90 days, what starts to happen is I don't have any inner noise anymore, almost like 1%. And people think it's magic, people think it's miracles. No, it's discipline, repetition, and commitment. So make sure you write that down. This is one of the greatest cheat codes because guess what? Habits create what? Identities as well. It all goes back to that. Cheat code number 2, presence over everything. Presence over everything. Life is always happening in the present moment. After you've gone through the full process of inner materialization, all you have to do is sit back and watch the movie unfold in front of you. You will start to see signs. You will start to see opportunities. The seeds that you sowed in the infinite are now being shown to you out there in the world. And initially, it doesn't really matter the magnitude of them, but the direction. That's what matters. Because once you know that that is a reflection of what you are now here, that direction will lead to greater and greater and greater magnitudes until the full materialization of that reality is made manifest. And that's why you need to take aligned action when the opportunity arises. Every day you will be presented with some aligned action that you have to take now. So you don't have to worry about the how so much because it will be given to you. You've gone all the way back to the reality. You've become the new reality. You've become the new identity. And now you have to integrate it. And the reason why we need to have presence over everything, first, when the reality comes, you want to be able to enjoy it, right? If you have a successful business or if you're successful and you're not happy and you're unfulfilled and you're empty, it's because you haven't learned the art of fulfillment. You haven't learned the art of enjoying life, of being present, enjoying the journey, breathing, smiling, being grateful for everything that we have. Because the truth is, materializing a new reality is not going to make you happy. It's the thing cannot make you happy. Happiness never comes from external validation or external things. It always comes from internal realizations. So the more that I can develop a morning routine where I can connect with that source, with that field, with that wisdom, with that intelligence that is omnipresent, limitless, the more that I can express the source within myself. And that to me is a definition of joy and happiness. Is that service, is that connection, is that inner treasure that I keep guarded as the highest level of priority. And I know that when I prioritize presence over everything, then my life will be easy. Reality will be simple. Reality will materialize even faster because when I'm present, I am whole. And when I am whole, I am free in the here and now. And I become a magnet. All of the things start magnetizing to me faster and faster. Yeah. And that's what leads us to the fourth cheat code to materialize your desired reality. You need to discipline your mind. In the following days after this conception, after this merging in oneness with I am and rich, and now you're rich, discipline your mind is a daily habit. The mind wants to go to lack The mind wants to go to worry, to stress, to I am anxious, I am this, I am that, I am that. No one else is going to discipline your mind but you. And every time you get a little win, you're going to realize that you're the one who has the power. So every day we practice conscious breathing, we're present, and we create space to observe what our minds are thinking and feeling. Because that is the only way that I can become conscious and change the outcome and redirect the mind to the truth. No, I am free now. I am rich now. I am worthy and deserving of all the best now because of who I am, because I exist, because I am here. So that is one of the greatest cheat codes that I want to pass on to you. The fifth cheat code is to forget about time completely. Don't be ruled anymore by time. This was literally my greatest opponent. I was so obsessed to not lose time that I was 24/7 a big balloon of stress, anxiety, and fear. I can't do this. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. I need to catch up with time. I'm always running. I'm always chasing. And now, after really applying this cheat code, it doesn't even matter if it's Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm not chasing anything. So why would I be afraid of time if I'm present? I have everything that I want here. Everything is within me. Remember that at the end of the day, the desired reality you want to materialize is ultimately a feeling, a frequency that you can give to yourself now. That leads me to the last cheat code. To feel the new reality every day, just pause and be grateful that it's already on the way. It's already being sent and shipped to DHL, first class, coming to you. So in the meantime, feel the new reality. Take yourself there, pause multiple times a day, and breathe and feel and close your eyes and feel the reality. I am rich. I am free. I am all of these things. And that is literally the most insane blueprint that I've ever seen on how to materialize your reality. So those are the 6 cheat codes to create any desired reality that you want. Again, if you want to make this process simple and have guidance, mentorship, accountability, and checklists and trackers to integrate this into your life, you can check out the 30-day reality control system. That's why I've created to condense all of this thing in a 30-day system that you can use today. And if you're a business owner and you want to apply this to your business, if you've been hitting income ceilings or if you're stuck or nothing is really changing, there's a link below where you can apply to work with me one-on-one, and we'll apply all of these life-changing principles to grow your business, get back your peace, and connect back with your purpose. I'll see you on the next one. Much love.